just by what we've seen today and achieving your goals, the BMW is the perfect car to complement that lifestyle that you built. Historically, fleet departments have generated business within the commercial community. So big old white Ford vans and F-150s and GMC 1500s. BMW a couple of years ago recognized that what we want our corporate fleet to be, our corporate sales to be, is relationship-based with the customers that are the furthest reaching. So for LegalShield, you're out in the field every day, you're talking to people, you're driving a vehicle you're proud of, and you're sharing that information. BMW has shifted their focus from fleet to corporate sales and corporate relationships. And we recognize now that LegalShield in Canada is a force to be reckoned with. And if we can be here to support you in your day-to-day, we know that you're out there promoting our product because you can with authenticity. So the fleet incentives for BMW currently range anywhere from $500 to $1,500 if you lease or finance. You can be a bit more creative and go with larger discounts if you decide to finance the vehicle yourself through a line of credit or perhaps through cash. So generous discounts. I work with Paul directly on ensuring that any vehicle that you select, Paul creates the LegalShield pricing in conjunction with the fleet discounts, and we tailor a program that's really what's best for you and that you're happy with and comfortable with, right, Sue?
Right.
Yes. And that's the corporate sales.
And our friendly sales extraordinaire, Mr. Paul Colleen, who he was here last time when we did a BMW event, but most importantly, he was just so instrumental in putting the ease, as Leslie as well too, but Paul, we were at you, phoning you, and really bugging you so much. Sue had 1,001 questions. I just couldn't decide between black and white. So, I mean, they put up with us so much through our ordeal, but, not our ordeal, but our experience. Probably an ordeal for you. It was a wonderful experience, but thank you, Paul.
We're happy to provide an arduous ordeal for you.
There you go, but so thank you very much, and Paul's going to also answer any questions you have about cars. We can tour around after this and walk through. But I didn't also want to miss out, Sean, I don't know your last name off the top of my head, but McLaughlin. Sean McLaughlin has joined BMW for the marketing management position, and so thank you for all you've done as well. But Paul?
Well, some of the things that people generally come to me and say, first, and obviously the incentive program is fantastic, but where do you start? And with BMW being what it is, if you haven't decided to put yourself into a luxury automobile before, and this is sort of your first foray into the BMW world, it can be a little daunting just because of the choices or things you hear about costs in the service department, lots of different things that are out there that are a little bit difficult when it gets right down to it. So what my job is to do is to help you go through the process, regardless of what car you have now, whether you're in a lease now, whether you're in finance now. All those things can be worked around on an individual basis because everybody's going to have a different situation. But we're here to help you get through that very easily. And it really is, well, it's black and white. It's simple to do once we sit down. Typically, the hardest part is just deciding on what product. And that's been BMW's mantra lately is we're going to have a vehicle for every single person there is. And they're coming up with more and more products on a consistent basis. Next year is going to be another watershed year with even more choice. It's hard for us to keep up, and we're here every day. So my job is to help you go through what product is available at what price point and how good a value it can be. Because everybody thinks it's just going to be a pure luxury. In a lot of cases, and I've helped friends with this, these cars can be less money than the car they're currently driving and maybe not enjoying. Because at the end of the day, every BMW that you get, if it's a new vehicle, especially if you decide to lease it or what have you, all the services included in the vehicle. Brakes and tires are separate, but your regular scheduled maintenance on a vehicle is included. Beyond that, you're never going to be without a car. So if you ever have an issue with the vehicle, we're going to provide another vehicle to keep you on the road. Little things like providing a valet service if you don't have the time to do that and you've got appointments to keep. Those are things that we all provide to every one of our customers. And the price points on some of the product can be a little daunting, but at the end of the day, most of our product is in a very reachable area. And if you're getting $500 a month already from LegalShield, you're not coming up with very much to enjoy the efficiency and the dynamics of the BMW product. And that's where the choice comes in. And every single line that we have, from the 3 Series, which has just been a legendary line for us, all-wheel drive, so many different ways to get the product, through to some of our small SUVs and larger SUVs and sports cars, there's a ton of choice. So what I like to do with every person is sit down with them, take some time, go through their personal situation with the vehicle they've got, just to show you how easy it can be to make the transition from one to the other. Obviously, we're going to get you out in the car to try it, because a lot of people haven't been in one before and don't know what they can. Sure, they're pretty. There's always a car that they tend to gravitate to, but at the same time, you'll probably find that it's awfully good value. And maybe even save you some. We'll save you some time, that's for sure. You're just going to be enjoying it as opposed to worrying about it coming in winter or it needs service. These things you're not going to have to worry about. We'll take care of them for you. Any questions about any particular product? Because that's where I'd love to show you if anybody's got a particular car that they're interested in or wondering about price points and things like that.
You could have an Explorer.
Yeah, that's actually, it was mentioned before. You don't see a lot of white cars around here. I'm rest assured there is a plethora of colors available in this product right now. I think earlier we just had a few boring customers and they didn't know what to choose. But more than any other manufacturer, we have more choices of exterior and interior color. You can always order a car to suit. There's many, many choices. And beyond new cars and leasing, a lot of people may have a pre-owned car they'd like to do. And with the pre-owned side of our product line, these are vehicles that are all going to come with either an existing factory warranty or an extended warranty attached to the car, with exceptional rates that are put towards them as well for financing and in some cases leasing. So don't always think that you have to do a new car. We could probably get you into a nice pre-owned vehicle as well. It's still going to cover you exceptionally well from a warranty standpoint, and maybe you can save a little bit of money there. But there's a lot of different avenues to go down. But that's where we'd always like to invite you in, even if you just want to do a little exploratory chat. Come in, I'll put the time aside, or one of my colleagues can, and we can sit down and look at the vehicle you currently got and give you a real idea of what it would cost to make the change. And it's easy to do.
I'd like to give an endorsement because I've had literally dozens of luxury cars. I think the one I got from you is the first or the 4th BMW, and I've never come close to getting the kind of service at this company. It's just amazing. My other BMWs I got from a dealership downtown, I won't name it, but you probably guess what it is. It's we live 8 minutes from the U.S. border, and anytime we ever need anything, somebody comes out, in some cases with a car that's only got 2,000 kilometers on it, picks our car up, brings it back in, fixes it, comes out. I mean, it's just extraordinary service. So, you know, just that Paul mentioned it, that's one thing, he would say that. But I can tell you, I've never seen anything like the service. And, you know, Matthew Winford is, you know, our personal representative, and he's become a close friend. We've seen him, you know, start his family and what have you. So it's kind of like a family atmosphere here. People take a long-term interest in your enjoyment of the car, and just amazing.
That's good to hear, because the easy part for me is helping somebody choose a car. You know, at the end of the day, I mean, there's fans of the product, and there's some great product out there. But most people, if they're looking at their Nissan Versa that they're driving right now, and well, would you like to have a BMW? I mean, the answer is typically yes. So the easy part is helping you choose it. What we need to do after the fact is make sure that we continue to service people the way they expect. And that's why I joined these guys. They have a unique team and a larger team than any of the other manufacturers that I've been in contact with as far as taking care of the customer after the fact. I know that if I'm not here one day, I can make one phone call, and there's a Matthew Winford or a Jack By, there's a team that is there to help back me up if I can't be here. We do like people to call us directly, but at the same time, yeah, the backup is there, and that's what I appreciate. Ryan gives us the tools to service the people unlike any other dealers do. That's the small difference. They can all give you a car, that's never going to be a problem. You can get a good experience at most dealerships, I would hope. But when it comes to the back end and taking care of you after the fact, God forbid you have an issue, that's when we need to shine. We will. Any specifics on any particular product, or would you like to go over a particular vehicle, regardless of whether it's right here or not? Please.
How the X1, which is a fairly new model, right? A couple of years.
The first year for that was 2012 in Canada.
Yeah. So for pre-owned ones coming up, does that happen often? Are there
absolutely.
much to choose from there?
Yeah, without question. Because we have such a large lease portfolio, these people are typically going through cars between 2 and 3 years, and most of the time, people don't end up going all the way through their lease, and nor do you need to. You're ever trapped in a lease or a finance, you can make a change anytime you want. It just depends on, oh, sure. Never a problem. What's it?
You
So
should have said that, now Ken's going, okay, good. Looking at the 6 series.
Without question, we would love people to continue to make the changes, and that's what we're here to help facilitate those changes if you want. But it doesn't always make sense to do, but a lot of times you can get out of your vehicle a little bit early. I don't know how many times folks have come in here and like, no, I need tires. Not how much tires. That's $1,500. By the time we're done, instead of just tires, they've started their lease. It's for the same cost and driven away an entire vehicle. And in some cases, save money. We're always going to look at the programs that are available at the time. We're always going to look at what the rates are, what the residuals are, whether or not there's a deal on a particular vehicle to help get you the best value at the right time. So there's always going to be an opportunity to get a good
Wait
deal.
till spring.
But the X1 itself, yeah, you're going to see it's a vehicle that came out in 12. Because of its cost effectiveness, we saw a lot of these vehicles go out the door, and people are enjoying them. But because they're leased, typically they will come back, and we'll see a continuous pipeline of that product. Same with the 3 Series. The new 3 Series came out in 2012, and all-wheel drive vendors of this car continue to populate the yard constantly. So if somebody really wanted to own a car versus lease, then they can go for all of those particulars. No problem. We're going to be able to find you.
I also noticed out there there's a hybrid.
Indeed.
How new is that?
Relatively new. BMW started putting hybrids on the road, a bit of a test case in 2010. They got a little different take on a hybrid. You'd think it's going to be like when you get into a cab, it'll be very, very fuel efficient. Of course, the Germans and the true nature that they have is we're going to build the world's fastest hybrid.
Yep.
So although it is an incredibly quick car, it's very efficient for the given performance, but by no means is it the most efficient vehicle. When that comes to the most efficient vehicles, our single turbo 4-cylinders and our diesel derivatives are always going to give us a little bit better fuel efficiency. Maybe not quite the same punch as the 343 horsepower 3 Series active hybrid we have out there, but you will see more and more hybrids throughout the entire range of product. And in about 6 months, you will see the beginnings of all-electric vehicles.
Really?
Yeah. Going forward, there will be more and more all-electric plug-in vehicles, including the active hybrids, which will also be plug-in hybrids. So it's not far off. Technology-wise, they're really forward-thinking when it comes to the hybrid car. But they wanted to make sure it was working perfectly before.
Right. It's always the performance above the fuel efficiency?
The performance level, how would you put it? Yeah, it really is all about the best efficiency for the given performance. They're not going to sacrifice what BMW's mantra is, which is, it's the ultimate driving machine. If it doesn't evoke joy and fun to drive, they're not going to build it.
Right.
They'll raise it in their mind. So efficiency is always the name of the game too. They're one of the most sustainable car company on the planet. Wonderful efficiency, and obviously their emissions are very low for the good performance at the same time.
And I just want to say thanks to Paul and Leslie too, because you guys really listened to what like each one of Patricia and I's sort of criteria was in getting a new car. For me, my drive from Abbotsford is everything, and fuel is everything. And you guys listened to that. You never pushed me outside of that. When I started to drift a little, you guys actually pulled me back in. I said, remember fuel efficiency, you know? And it's true, and I love it. The difference from my old car to this one, the fuel is unreal. Saves so much money.
Every individual is going to have different needs, and that's why we love to meet on an individual basis. I mean, if you've got a car that I'm stuck in a lease, I'll just have to wait 2 years. No, you don't have to. There's always a way to make it happen, and that's where we're going to facilitate, make it easy, and take that burden off your mind. We'll make it work. We'll find a way.
So if you want to tour around a little bit, I think Paul would
Yeah,
love to show you the
happy to talk
cars.
about what's coming up.
In the showroom too, whatever you want to look at, Paul will walk you through it. Get, you know,